We've been conditioned to get promoted even if we're mediocre. Mistake. We've been conditioned that someone else is in charge of our promotion, our next level. I'm here to tell you, as a former professional athlete, all we talked about was the next level, and most people think the next level is a cliche. The next level is not a cliche. The next level is a lifestyle. The next level is a tangible place.
Hey, welcome to Walter Bond Live. And you know what? I am so excited because we're relaunching a podcast. And it's one of those things where we've gotten so busy and we had a podcast, but now we're ready to get really deeper into business ideas, concepts, fundamentals, mentalities, and all that we've been doing for 19 years in corporate America, we want to bring to you. So I don't care if you're a small business owner or an inspiring entrepreneur. Business is business. And what we want to do with the podcast is be real, down to earth, but equip you to make sure that you can go out and grow a business, be more effective, and get results. There's nothing better than getting results. And so what I did to bring this podcast into the fullness of who Walter Bond is, I've invited my better half, my wife of 26 years,
Wow.
Mrs. Antoinette Bond. Welcome to the show, babe.
Oh, thank you, Walter. Thank you. I know one thing that most people don't know me because they're always seeing you in front of the camera. And I've been behind the camera, behind the scene, working on a lot of the business elements and a lot of the business growth and a lot of the behind the scenes things that happen around here. So when we talk about being married for 26 years, we've actually had this training and development company. Wow, we've been at this for 19 years.
19 years.
Is that not incredible when you stop and think about? And when I think about 19 years, I'm like, wow, look at how we've seen business change. I mean, we've gone from, when we first started this, it was about, the keynote business, and it was all about, people hear your message and kind of just having a good time. And I would say, like, wow, we've seen a total, like, 360 where now actually people, or really 180, where people are really looking for some instruction. People are looking for some simple how-tos to go execute on a weekly or daily basis.
And I know we were. For those of you who don't know our story, I met Antoinette my rookie year. I was playing for the Dallas Mavericks, and she was working for Dr. Pepper. And we dinked around the basketball industry for 8 years as a player, and then I broadcasted 2 years. So when we started in business, at least I didn't know anything. You had a sales job, but I never had a real job. I didn't know anything about business. So as far as I'm concerned, we got to basically really do well in our industry. So my thought is, if I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah.
And what I sought out was just fundamentals. Think about this, and I want you to really think about this. When I played pro basketball, every day we worked on fundamentals: dribbling, shooting, rebounding, passing. The basic fundamentals. They're no different whether you're in 8th grade or playing in the NBA. Every day I had to master the fundamentals, and that's the only way I became a pro. So when I left sports and got into business, I wasn't even focused on making money. I was like, you know what? If I can master the fundamentals of business the same way I approach basketball, why couldn't I be successful in business? So when we first started out, it really was a testament for me being an empty slate, knowing nothing about business, but being willing to learn, being teachable, being coachable. And the good news about our business, all of our corporate clients, we get a chance to really see what their challenges are. And over 19 years, most of the same problems keep occurring. Whether it's a leadership problem, whether it's a culture problem, it could be an identity problem. Do you know who you are and what you do, right? And all these fundamentals that we must be able to master in business is what's going to position you to beat your competition. So this is my business partner. She's been behind the scenes, having a huge impact for 19 years, and now this is her season to get in front of this camera. And as Antoinette begins to share her thoughts and really give you who she is, you'll see how I've been able to be so successful. It's not just me. I'm a part of a team, and I want you to understand that success is a team sport. Maybe it's about you engaging your wife in your business. Maybe it's just freaking simple.
Yeah.
You got a viable person at home that you don't want involved in your business. Why? Really? This is a smart woman. Why wouldn't I get her involved in the business? So it could be that simple. Maybe you don't have a partner. Maybe you don't have the right partner. At the end of the day, I want you to hear me clearly. Success is a team sport. On this podcast, we're going to talk about everything you need to be equipped to go out and be successful in business. It doesn't matter what size. We deal with every size business, okay? Your business is not too small for us to impact you. Yeah. And your business is not too big for us to impact you. Business is business. Fundamentals are fundamentals. And once you master the fundamentals of your business, we're going to position you to be more successful and to have a bigger impact in your business. So right now, we have a unique platform to begin the relaunch of our podcast. The coronavirus.
Yeah.
What a time. God. Yeah. It's like a sucker punch.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a city kid from Chicago. I've been sucker punched. And they don't feel good. And they hurt because you didn't see it coming. That's the worst part about a sucker punch. You didn't see it coming. But right now, nobody saw the coronavirus coming. Yeah. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, boom, businesses are being shut down. Cities are being shut down. We're on the verge of martial law, which means we might be confined to our homes for the next 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. We have no clue. So we want to talk about strategies, mentalities, ideals that you can still use to move your business forward. Because we talk about the shark mindset. Show your t-shirt, baby.
Yeah.
Shark mindset. Yep. We wrote a best-selling book called Swim. And in the book Swim, we talk about the shark mindset. There's a reason why the shark runs the ocean. Okay? There's a reason why the shark is the one fish you worry about. If you take your family to a beach, you don't worry about any other fish but that shark. And if you're not worried about the shark, your wife is, that lifeguard is, because sharks will attack and they leave a mark. So when we talk about shark mindset, we want to make sure that you have a shark mindset so you can leave a mark in your industry. Coronavirus, what does that mean to you? And what do you think our listeners need to do to begin to prepare to take advantage of this unfortunate situation?
You know what? I think for me on a continual basis, I love to always assess. Assess like where we are, where we need to be. You know, strategy is one of my big things that I'm always really focused on and really trying to bring that to our team. I'm always thinking like, okay, if we're like, even with marketing, there's marketing paths that you need to build. There's different, synergy stories. There's different things that need to happen when you want to take and build a tribe, if I would say. So when I think about Corona and the season that we're in, and this is why we're relaunching the podcast, is because we recognize, like, you know what? There's been so many people that have gotten connected to your message. They're connected to you. They love your story. They love what you bring. But I don't think they really recognize the fullness of who you are, the fullness of what our business is, the fullness of what we do. And that's when I think about Corona, like, what a great opportunity for us as business people to go deeper, to strengthen who we are at our core, and to come back bigger and better than we were before. So think about this when you're talking about Corona, and this is for everything. Why is Corona like this big thing that's like, oh my God, we've never seen this before? Because it is a virus that went from animal to human, and then it started mutating. Ooh, imagine that in your business. Really think about that. If we are talking about a viral infection that started at an animalistic level, and the way that viruses work, typically a virus will stay human to human or animal to animal. Rarely do you see a virus that goes from animal to human. And then when that problem is not solved, then you see like, oh my God, this thing mutated. And that's what's making this so out of the ordinary, which is actually extraordinary, that this is a strong enough force that's able to jump, and it's mutating as it jumps. Oh my God, think about you and your life and your business. Imagine if us as people could imagine if we think about ourselves as our viral in our business. That's what viral is. Think about, we always think about in social media. Ooh, that video went viral. Well, why does it go viral? Because that means it's pinging off of media. It's just pinging. And that's what this coronavirus is doing. It's pinging. It's pinging. It's adjusting pinging. And you know what? You always get this video or a messaging or something that at some point in time, it gets to go through and it just start hitting and it just like start ramping up. That's what happened with the Shark Mindset video. Because when we first released that about a year ago, the Shark Mindset video on YouTube, when that came out through Motiversity, it started off with like a couple hundred views. And then we saw it go, we were like, oh my God, it hit 1 million. And then next thing we saw, like, oh my God, look at that. It went viral. So let's talk about that. What is viral and how that relates to all of us in business, because we all want businesses that actually go viral. So viral is not always bad. It's a matter of, well, what are we doing that could be viral in a good way versus the times that we're in, we're dealing with a bad virus, but we're going to trust our administration and we're trusting our scientists to come up with the processes and the procedures to kind of to nullify it. But oh my God, when you stop and I think about Corona as it relates to business, what a viral opportunity we are in. What an amazing correlation when you think about it.
Well, Malcolm Gladwell, you got to be readers. Leaders are readers, wrote a book called Blink. And basically it talks about how epidemics spread. And this is an appropriate time. If you haven't read Blink, go get it, because it studied epidemics and what made them spread. For a long time, we should be able to track where we get our customers from. And for you at home who are listening to the podcast, you could be working out in your car. You haven't arrived until you can't even track where your customers are coming from. That's when you know you've arrived. If you can trace each client that you have right now, I'll make the argument you still got more work to do till you become viral, if you will. And that's an exciting part of business where you even stop keeping track. Well, you can't keep track, right? It's just everywhere. It's airborne, if you will. So think about what that means. It requires no formula. One, you have to have a good product and a good service. Let me rephrase that. You have to have a great product and a great service. And one thing that drives you crazy, and I want you to talk about this a little bit, you're big on excellence, right?
Oh my God,
and
yeah.
Let's talk about that just a little bit, because we've been to restaurants that were all right, okay. And we've been to hotels that were all right and okay. How important is it for business leaders who are listening today to have a commitment to excellence? And from your lens, what does that mean to you to have a commitment to excellence?
So, when I think about, even as you were talking earlier, and I thought about the fundamentals in terms of when we started our business. Well, we did two things well. I think, you were finding your footing on the platform, on your messaging. You were working through that process. And I was back in the office, and because I came from a sales background, I was on the phones. I was making calls. I was kind of trying to drum up business. But then I had that follow-up, the follow-through. It was staying connected. And when we did get people on the phone and then they said, yes, I want to book him, we were able to take people through a process that paid attention to details. And that detailed process is one that we still employ. And I've noticed this, and I tell people this all the time, for the most part, when people come into your business, they're trying to understand, how do you do business? So you get to define how you do business. Now, when you don't have a culture or you don't have something established, well, it's a free-for-all. So it's very important that you define how you do business. And if you believe and you know that excellence is how I do business, well, that means I pay attention to every single detail that exists. That means I'm paying attention to, maybe in our business, and I can only speak, I can speak from what our business looks like and in our space. So that means, we want our website to look great. We want our marketing materials to be excellent. We want ourselves to be, when we put out ourselves, we are the product. You're the product. So we are trying to make sure, okay, is that messaging consistent? Is there excellence? Even when we're doing these videos, I'm always into like, hey, what's going on in the background? What's on the foreground, background, sideground? Paying attention to every little thing that you may not think is important. But trust me, even if it's one customer that notices, that's one too many. So you need to make sure that you're speaking and you're kind of managing your business in such a way that you appeal to all types of people, because all type of people are going to be attracted to your business. So you want to have a business that, if you're a highly detail oriented person, that you're going to look at the person's business and say, hey, you know what, I like them because they greeted me when I came into the door, or I like them because they returned my call back quickly. That's something basic like that. Honestly, I get so many comments when people respond and I respond back to an email. They're like, wow, that was fast. We appreciate you being a fast responder. I don't understand people who, if you're in a response mode, why would you take a long time to respond? Those are your customers. And that's how, if you get into that motion and you get into the habit of when an email comes, I respond quickly. That's a good tone for your business, because now you've not given a client or some particular person an opportunity to go somewhere else. So rather, if you're a restaurant, I've been in businesses. I think about you. Think about this. Went into a Tesla, and you walked out of Tesla. Why? Because they did not say hello. They did not come to greet us quick enough. They lost a sale, and we went somewhere else.
Yes.
So think about it. That's like a small detail that is a commitment to excellence, in my opinion. That no matter what business you have, greet your customers right away. I mean, why not? There's businesses I call, and heck, I forget I send them a message because they never call me back. I mean, that makes no sense. And I think in this type of season that we're in as a country and as small business owners, we're gonna outdo people and outdo our competition because we are paying attention to the details and being committed to excellence.
Now, there is no excuse, and we have both seen this because we work with a lot of vendors, whether it's with the house, whether it's our own business, and I'm blown away by people who just don't even follow up. Mm-hmm. Like, we're trying to spend money with you, right?
Yeah.
We're giving you a shot to do business with us, and we've had several vendors who come and give us bids, and never follow up. That's just baffling to me. Like, you spend all this time putting a proposal together. You came to our house. You spent an hour explaining everything. You leave and you never follow up. So, to me, I'm blown away by a lot of, especially small business owners, that don't just do the simple thing, the ordinary thing. So I want you to ask yourself a question. Is there some loop that you're not tying together with your business?
Yeah.
Is there something small, fundamentally, that you can make a huge difference with? One thing that I've been doing recently that I think has had a profound impact, because you deal with the clients much more than me. That's the beauty of our business. Most of our clients don't even get to know me until we're about a month out. They deal with Antoinette exclusively. Mm-hmm. So she builds a relationship with the client. And then I come in and I build a relationship with the client. But when I leave a live event, especially you sales reps, I want you got to hear me clearly. I always get the business leader's cell number. Why? In this new world, I don't rely on emails anymore. Because emails can bounce, people can blow off emails. But your cell phone is always close by. Yeah. Your cell phone is close to you right now. I know mine is. So I make a habit to always get the cell phone so I can build an intimate relationship with the business leader. And so in your business, we're in the people business. I don't care what business you think you're in. Yeah. You're really in the people business. So one fundamental we do well, one fundamental we're excellent in, is that we're really good with people. You do a great job with the client, closing the deal, negotiating the deal, facilitating the deal. You do a great job connecting with all of our vendors and building real relationships. Once I get to the hotel, the venue, or wherever, I take it from there, and I believe I do a good job on that part of the business. Right. Yeah. So I want you guys to think about your team. I want you to think about your sales team. I want you to think about your customer service person, your admin who answers the phone. Do they have people skills? If we're in the people business, okay, that might be an aha for you right now. But you're in the people business, trust me. Successful people know a lot of people. So if you're in the people business, you have people working for you or with you who are good with people. Now, I don't see any benefit to having someone on your team who's experienced with the product or the service, whatever you do, but they're not good with people.
Yeah.
If you're going to be in the people business, one way you got to be excellent. You got to have excellent people skills when you work with people. So there's no excuse to even have a dirty bathroom or a poor website. Everything that you do about your business needs to be excellent at a top level. And here's why. When people are making decisions in a crowded room, we're looking for reasons to exclude people and to eliminate. So imagine you having a business where there's no reason for you to get eliminated as an option. You and I got to sort through vendors.
Yeah.
And we don't, sometimes the answers become obvious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got little things that can eliminate people, and then the one standing is who we do business with. That was too expensive. They were unprofessional. That one didn't call us back. Well, you know what? That lady was nice, and she was cool, and she followed up and said, hey, let's kick that. Chances are the last one standing kind of checks every box, if you will. So in business, you got to be excellent at every little detail, and starting with your product. Now, let's talk about that for a moment. We talked a little bit about the intangibles around the product, and here's why we're bringing this up. Because the coronavirus is creating a little bit of what I call an off-season, right? This is a little bit of break where you can get better.
Yeah.
Where you can improve, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like a long extended halftime break to say, you know what, the first quarter just ended. We don't know how long the coronavirus is going to last before we get back to normal. So here's a chance for you to upgrade everything about your business.
Yeah.
If your product is good but not great, work on it.
Yeah.
If your service is good but not great, work on it. If your culture is good but not great, work on your culture, because every little detail is going to have a huge impact on the results that you get out of business.
You know what? In our Shark Bite this week, we came on and we talked about the 4 R's that need to be engaged right now in this season of Corona. In this season of COVID-19, everybody, this is an amazing opportunity for us all to reset. And if you think about yourself and your business, your family, so if it's your personal life and whatever, even your health, this is a reset. And if you approach this season of time more like as a reset opportunity, well, you won't be bummed. You won't be discouraged. You will be encouraged at this opportunity, because opportunities like this, honestly, they don't come often. And so as you're saying, Walter, what a great opportunity we all have to reset and refocus in our business. It's a great chance to take a step back and think about, like, okay, as I re-engage people again, once all this blows over, because it will. Think about it. We all know different seasons of time, from the economic crisis of 2008, when we thought the housing market and the stock market was just doing a free fall. It was like some people actually sold all their stock while other people went and bought stock. Some people stopped paying their mortgage while some people went and bought homes. So think about that. Every season and time, there's some people doing something on the left side or the right side. But we want to be those people that are doing the right things that's going to elevate us and take our business to the next level, so that we are better positioned for opportunity.
But here, let's close with this. We're in a unique time, and we want this podcast to be real, dynamic, impactful, but we want it to be timely, okay? And now that we're dealing with the coronavirus, COVID-19, or whatever it's called, let's talk about the 4 R's. We kind of came up with something catchy that everyone listening can kind of focus in on to get done or to execute as we go into this coronavirus season. And we don't know how long it's going to last, unfortunately.
Right.
The country's slowly getting shut down.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I heard the term martial law. Like, there might be cops and tanks in the street, basically like a bad movie. Like, we got to stay inside. So sharks never stop moving, or they die. So we want to position everybody on the podcast to keep moving, so when it's over, we would have made progress. So let's go over the 4 R's, and then we can sign off.
All right. So the 4 R's that we came up with to share with you today are these: refresh, refocus, recommit, and be reassured. That's the key. You got to know that this too shall pass.
And, refreshing is simple. I've been doing this 19 years. I've been on the road grinding, and I've enjoyed being home. I've enjoyed sleeping in my bed. I've enjoyed spending quality time with my family. It's been fantastic just to get a good night's sleep and get refreshed for a bunch of reasons. One, as an athlete, I remember our trainers and nutritionists always taught us, look, work hard, but then hydrate and get a good night's sleep. And rest is just as important as work. And we lived in a world that everybody's grinding so hard, early mornings, late nights, that people were stressed out, worn down, getting sick. We got a lot of mental health stuff going on, because I think everybody's going 100 miles per hour. I think this is a chance for you to take care of you.
Yep.
Okay? Get refreshed. Just take a little bit of a Take advantage of this opportunity and make sure you're taking care of your body by just getting a good night's sleep. If you need to take a nap, take it, right? This is a chance for you, all of us, to get refreshed.
You know what I'm going to do tonight for us? We're going to do facials. Because we have all those little face masks I buy. You know what? Why not do it tonight? Tonight's a great night to do that. Maybe I'll share pictures with you later on that one.
Well,
but that's a great way to refresh. You don't have to go to a spa. You could bring the spa and do it at your own home.
I have never had a facial.
And we're going to do it tonight. All right. Next.
Okay, well, refresh. 2 is refocus. What is, focus is something that we learned about a shark, that a focus of a shark is so intense, they go into a trance.
Yeah.
So right now, what could you focus on? One of our concepts, we talk about the power of 2. We want to get into that right now. But getting focused is so important. You think about Tiger Woods at his best.
Yeah.
He was focused. Same thing is true in business. So I want to challenge everybody at home to get refocused on your business, on what's most important, what moves the needle, right? And I'll give you an example. When I started speaking, I knew I had to be entertaining and dynamic, and I had to give my audience great information. If I could do those 2 things, we could have a successful business.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything else about business. I didn't know how to negotiate. I didn't know how to sell. I just paid attention to top speakers, and I knew what the key was for them being successful. So what do you need to focus on?
Yeah.
What makes your business tick? If you take apart a 10-speed bike, it makes that little clicking noise. What makes it tick? What makes your business tick? Figure out what that is, because sometimes a lot of business people focus on the wrong thing.
Yeah.
They major in minors. What is the most important thing that you can do that's going to move the needle for your business? Whatever that is, refocus on it and make sure when we come out of this coronavirus that your company, whether it's a company of 1, you, or a small company, 10 people, might be 1,000 people, what makes your company tick? Get refocused on that and make sure that you're executing what makes your business tick.
One thing I notice, and I'm talking to a lot of business owners myself when I'm coaching and talking to different people, one thing that I always ask, and especially when they tell me that, business isn't going well and they're struggling, I always ask, well, what did you do when you first started your business? And I'm always amazed that when I ask them that simple question, that they'll always look at me like, wow, I used to work 10 hours a day. I used to do that. They would go down that list to me of all the things they did systematically that got them more business. Even if it was like sending out postcards, maybe it was doing whatever that was. And then I'll ask them the simple question, well, are you doing those things now? And you know what? Every time I ask, they say, nope, I stopped. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. If you did those things when you launched your business to be successful, why would you ever stop them? But I think we get in a rhythm and we get in a groove, and then we think like, oh, I don't do that grunt work anymore. If you're not doing the grunt work, you better make sure somebody on your team is. So that's the key.
And here's, I'm sorry, I'm cutting you
go.
off. Well, here's a funny parallel, and I share this with my clients. Even when I played in NBA, when a coach called a timeout because the team got a 10-point run and we're behind, the coaches never said anything new. Everything that huddle was just a reminder of what we knew to do. We're shooting too quick, or we're not getting back on defense, or we're not running the play.
Yeah.
And we would sit there and say, man, coach is right. Let's get back to playing the Utah Jazz way.
Yeah.
Let's get back to playing the Dallas Mavericks way. Jerry Sloan was the best at that. He would call a timeout. He would come into the huddle, and he would say 1 or 2 simple things, and we all were reminded like, oh, shoot. So my wife just gave you a huge lesson.
Yeah.
Get back to the basics.
Yeah.
What have you done to get you where you are now, and why in the heck would you stop doing it? Now, here's what happens. We get so cute. We get so complicated. We get away from the simple. Get back to tackling, running and tackling, whatever they say in football. Get back to the simple things that got you to where you are, and make sure you execute them.
And you know what? As we're talking about being refocused, then that requires you to get recommitted. Get committed to your business. Get committed to yourself. Get committed to your family. Do those things that you said you were going to do. Go do them. This is the no better time than now to say, you know what, let me get back re-engaged and let me get back recommitted to execute the small things that I said I would do on a daily basis.
And when I think recommit, I also think about balance too, because we live in a world where people have kind of spiraled out of control. And I think that this is a huge opportunity for us to get back under control.
Yeah.
Spend quality time with your significant other, your wife, your husband, your go for a walk.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're sharing the same bed with your wife or significant other, heck, you don't have to worry about social distancing.
Yeah.
Right? If
Right,
I got
right.
it, you're going to get it for the most part.
Right.
So go for a long walk. Spend quality time with your kids. I'm a cook tonight. I'm a grill tonight. I want to engage, the kids while I'm cooking. Let's make it a family opportunity.
Yep.
I've been on the road for so long. I mean, my goodness, I'm really thankful just to be home and just to cook a dinner and break bread with my family.
Yep.
So recommit to your health, recommit to your faith, recommit to your family, recommit to your marriage, recommit, right?
Yeah.
And get this thing balanced.
Yeah.
And I used to do an exercise years ago, and it should be baffling. I would ask people to write down their value system in order from what's most important to least important of your top 5 in your value system. And most people would admit they lied.
Yeah.
They would say God and family, and they would put work like 4 or 5, and I knew they were all lying.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And I
yeah.
asked them again, like, tell the truth. Like, if you really, if I observed your day, and I made my own justification of what your value system really is based on how you live,
Yeah.
typically we would say work 1, work 2, work 3, and families like
Yeah.
4 or 5. So take this opportunity to massage your value system, get your life back in control, back in order, because here's the truth. If we're smart, if we're working efficiently, we should be able to get everything we need to get done in those 8 hours, and we got 16
Yep.
hours left.
Absolutely.
Sleep 8. That gives you 8 hours to love on your wife, love on your kids, have a hobby, work
Yep.
out, right? There's plenty of time in a 24-hour day to get everything done if we're balanced. So refresh, get rested, refocus. What do you need to do to get your business clicking? Make sure that you recommit to what's important to you based on your value system. And the last one is to be reassured.
Yeah.
Now, you and I call that faith.
Absolutely.
You and I both believe in something bigger than us.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
we trust God, and we are reassured every day because every other hiccup we've had, we've been able to benefit from 9/11.
Yeah.
We benefited from the real estate crash.
Yeah.
And we expect nothing different than the coronavirus, that we're smart and execute and take care of ourselves,
Yeah.
wash our hands, right? Practice good, safe hygiene. We believe that the coronavirus can be another divot in American culture, or global culture, that we've been able to advance our business because everybody else might be sitting at home worried, scared, afraid, and not making the right moves to better position their business.
Yeah. So, and as I said before, being reassured means knowing that this too shall pass.
Hey.
That's all I gotta say.
Hey.
Just everything, nothing lasts forever. Just, you know what? It's time to just get out there and execute. We always talk about that. Execute.
Well, welcome to Walter Bond Live. It's our podcast. We just relaunched it, and that's another benefit of this opportunity. And we're going to come to you once a week
Yep.
with real live, down-to-earth, entertaining,
Yeah.
dynamic business content that's going to work for a business of any size.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining, and we'll see you guys next week.
And if you have some questions, shoot us an email.
Please share. Anything else?
That's all I got.
Go to our website, social
okay.
media. We'll get
All right.
better.
Good, and you know what? Just take care of yourself.